had 3 candidates tie for that position. But right now I want to cross over to Mombasa, where Tobias Chanji is joining us. And thank you so much, Tobias. And he is joining us from a primary school in Mombasa. Kindly tell us, Chanji, what the feeling is like, of course, where you are. If we know any of the candidates there, some of the top candidates so far, what have you been able to establish for us?
Well, Malka, we are the Star of the Sea. This is one of the among the 5 oldest schools, or primary schools, public ones in Mombasa. So has been one of the top years. So far, years KCPE, so the results will still be trickling in. We'll be able to tell our viewers what is the performance. But now with me, the head teacher of Star of the Sea. Just introduce yourself briefly and just tell us your expectations.
Okay, my name is Asli Abbas, the deputy head teacher. The school normally performs well as one of the public schools in Mombasa. And last year we managed to get 4 girls with 400 and above. So I don't believe this year it will be an exceptional year. So we are expecting better results. Our candidates are 145. So we are expecting good results from our girls. It's a girls' school. Yeah.
What was last year?
Okay. This year we have 155. Last year.
So we seem to be having some technical challenges there with sound, but that was, of course, Tobias Chanji joining us from Mombasa. He's speaking to the deputy head teacher for the Star of the Sea Primary School, and she said they had about 145 candidates. It is an all-girls school. Their expectations are high, and they are expecting the results to be trickling in, of course, and they have high expectations on that front. But once again, when we do establish contact with Tobias Chanji, will be able to go back to him. He's that Star of the Sea Primary School in Mombasa. But once again, as we keep our coverage strong for you with regards to the KCPE results, of course, candidates will be able to access their results by sending a text to 276 with your index number followed by KCPE. And this time around, like we've seen, just after 17 days, the results have been released, and it is technology that has been credited with this particular feat. It's the fastest that we have been able to see in actually the history of KCPE, that these results have come out this quick. And we've seen the highest scorer once again. It is Michael Muniri from Democrest School, Thogoto, with 440 marks. We've got 3 candidates who've tied for the 2nd position. And when we talk about some of the other details that CS Magoha, of course, did reveal, it is the fact that by the 2nd of December, every student will know what secondary school that they are going to be going to, and about 9,000 scholarships as well that will be given out. And we've seen that particularly disadvantaged areas also going to be focused on, especially with whether it's a quarter or a third of those particular scholarships that are to be given as well. But when we talk about some of the other details that we've been able to garner throughout the release, we've also seen that females have performed better in certain subjects, whether we're talking about English, Swahili or sign language, while males perform better in math and science. But once again, we've been able to establish contact with Tobias Chanji joining us from Star of the Sea Primary School. And Tobias, once again, I'd like to give you the go-ahead to keep on telling us what you've been able to establish, of course, now that we can hear you clearly.
Okay, we are sorry for our viewers, but what I was saying is that Star of the Sea is has been among the top public schools from Mombasa County and also among the oldest schools here. So far, we've just been able to establish results of 2 candidates who sat for this year's KCPE, one getting, of course, 307 marks, while the other one getting 380 marks. The school had over 140 candidates who sat for this year's KCPE, and so the expectation is high. This is according to the deputy head teacher of this school, who is with me here to just maybe explain further concerning the expectations and maybe what were the results of last year's. Welcome to KTN News live coverage. Just start with your name, please.
Okay, my name is Asli Abbas, the deputy head teacher. Last year, we had our candidates were 141. The school managed to get a mean score of 274. This year, our candidates are 145, and we expect better results than last year.
Yeah. So far, you've only managed to get results for 2 candidates. Maybe what is the reason?
Okay, I'm with one of the class teachers who just received a call from the 2 parents who communicated with the class teacher, telling the class teacher about their daughter's performance. Yeah.
So what's the index number of the candidates that have received the results so far, and what are the exact results?
Okay, Lisa Mark with 387. She's index 6. And the other one? Okay, the other one index 56 with 387. Yeah.
Well, thank you a lot. Well, as you had it, out of the 247 candidates, only 2 candidates have now been able to record their results. But according to this deputy head teacher of Star of the Sea Primary School, he says they have so much expectations concerning their candidates. She says they've been doing well in the previous years, coming at top 5 in the category of public schools. Let me hand over to our reporter in Nakuru, our colleague Ochanda.
Well, this is the day that the KCPE candidates who were just assessed a couple of days ago, that is exactly 17 days ago. Remember that the marking exercise has just taken exactly 2 weeks and some few days. And so all the KCPE candidates will know their results today. Remember that half an hour ago, the Cabinet Secretary for Education, Professor George Magoha, led his battalion from the Ministry of Education in just ensuring that they break the news and make the results of the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education results known for the candidates. And remember that he has indicated that he will be giving, or rather the candidates will be receiving their calling letters for Form 1 joining by December 2nd. And so this is a Moi Primary School, Kabarak here, where we've pitched tent here. You can see behind me, these are teachers rushing again. It's time to just ensure that they get the results for the 179 pupils or other candidates who sat for this year's KCPE examination. And so I'm also joined by the school head teacher to just tell us what they expect. So far, how many pupils have scored 400 marks and above? How many have scored 300 marks and below? Maybe just give us in details. Karibu sana.
Oh, thank you. To be honest, I cannot give you the actual numbers, but so far we have candidates, many of them scoring above 100, and we don't have a candidate below 300, so it means most of them have scored above 300, quite a number above 100, with the highest having 431. So with the time, we shall be able to tabulate and at least give you the accurate position of our performance this year.
Of course, you may not have gotten the exact number of pupils who've scored specific marks, but comparatively with last year, how do you think that maybe last year we got some pupils getting scoring below 300 marks, and this year, so far, we've not gotten any candidate or rather pupil scoring below 300 marks. Do you think there will be a difference, maybe positively or negatively?
Oh, yeah. We see a positive improvement because last year we had one candidate below 300. So far, you've seen there is none below 300. That means it's a progress in a positive direction. And but you see, majority of 400s are not very strong 400s. Remember that the moderation this time has brought the marks downwards. But we thank God. So far, so good. Things are good.
Maybe, Headmaster, thank you so much. Maybe I just talk to some of the teachers here because they are the ones just trying to find out how the pupils, or rather their candidates, performed. Maybe, Mwalimu, asante sana kwa kuungana nasi. Maybe just shed some more light. We can see you are rushing against time. We are feeling these tabulations. How have the candidates performed this year comparatively? You can see your sheet here.
Yeah, thank you. I'm Mr. Linus. We're almost done, actually. We have 1 or 2 candidates to go. And what I can say from what you have seen so far, the results are good. The results are good. We have not seen any pupils scoring less than 300. Most of them are getting above 400. So in a few minutes, I think we'll be there. Thank you.
So far, you said you had 179 candidates this year. And last year, how many marks are the miniscore for the pupils last year, the candidates? What was the miniscore and what is the projection this year?
The miniscore was 390, and we were projecting something above 390. Yes.
And how many candidates did you have last year?
181. Yes.
And so this year, there's a difference of 2. And you expect that you'll be having a positive improvement from last year, which you had 390 with 181 candidates. But this year you have 179, which is lower, a bit lower by 2. And so far, you're saying that no candidate has scored below 300 marks.
True. Yes.
Maybe if you join just another teacher, because we've seen that you have just divided the roles and you are here just sharing the roles and ensuring that the pupils could be getting their results real time. Mwalimu, thanks so much for the efforts you're putting in to ensure that the pupils are getting the results real time. Maybe with your sheet, with the results that you've gotten so far, how is the performance here?
From what we are saying, we are hopeful that the children of this year will do even better than last year. From what we have currently. Though we still have a number, but we are hopeful that whatever we shall get at the end of the day, it will be better than last year's performance.
We've seen you tabulating them according to the columns of the subjects that were assessed of the specific candidates. Maybe, according to you, maybe you may not have gotten the final performance per subject, but projections. Which subject do you think the candidates performed better comparatively to last year?
What I'm saying is there is an improvement in Kiswahili. I am very hopeful that we shall record a positive mark compared to last year's. I'm seeing the same in English and in math. But I'm seeing a low mark in science just because of moderation. We are hopeful that English and Kiswahili shall score something above what we got last year.
And maybe you are satisfied with how NEC has conducted this exercise of marking, because it's taken a record 17 days to have the results published and made public. And remember that in the past, we've had a norm where it's been taking even 2 months. Do you think you have confidence in the whole exercise?
I hope so. What we are getting, they are authentic, and they'll give us the true picture of the ability of the children. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, maybe another teacher, a final teacher here. Maybe I've seen you really making efforts to ensure that your candidates, how has your subject maybe performed, the subject that you're handling in the candidate class, how it has performed? Do you expect that you will be making improvements in this year?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm Maurice Omondi. English is well performed. Actually, we have an upward trend comparing with what we had last year. English performed well the other time, and this time round, we see an improvement. It was a wonderful performance. Here we are, an upward trend. We have broken what our target was set, and every individual child has gone above an individual target. And to us,
maybe last year's miniscore. What was your miniscore in last year, and what do you expect this year?
In English, last year our miniscore was 83, and going by what we have, we are hitting 85, and to us that's an improvement. Thanks.
Maybe finally, do you think that how NEC carried out the marking exercise in a record 2 weeks is something that inspires confidence among the teaching fraternity, or you may be having questions because you've seen the malpractices cases have really dwindled over the years with the coming of new blood in the Ministry of Education? Do you have confidence in the short time that was taken to just ensure that the results are out?
Great. Going by what we have, Now, the results in English, the score is more or less the same as what we had last year. We expected an upward trend. We thought we would get 99s and 98s, and by the look of things, it was actually squeezed to what it was. So this time around, we do not have the high marks of 99. So far, we have the leading having 93 or 92. That's where we are. But the range of performance is squeezed, and the range is small. So for us, it is a success, a win-win situation. Great.
Thank you. Okay, that is the situation here in Moi Primary School, Kabarak, here in Nakuru. And remember that from Mombasa, here Nakuru. And now I'm handing